Oh, you missed it.
Good morning, Lake Highlands. My name is Michael Bailey. I am serving this year as your Director of Membership. Despite some renewed challenges today, this board year has given us a lot of reason for hope. We opened the year with the biggest 4th of July parade that I can remember. We've generally been able to meet in person on our normal schedule, even worked in our Thursday evening meetings. We had a well-attended and financially successful Oktoberfest, and we were even able to gather as a club to celebrate the holidays. With all this momentum in the life of our club, it's not a surprise to me that we've had a banner half year in terms of new member applications. We always note at these initiation meetings that new members are, critical to running the club. New members volunteer and serve on committees for Oktoberfest, the spring benefit, the parade, and our other service projects through the year. I'm happy to report today that we have 15 new members to initiate. Unfortunately, not all of those will be here in person today. We had some conflicts and a couple of folks have hit the health and safety protocols. But these new members are friends and neighbors of existing members, Lake Highlands graduates returned to the neighborhood, or members of the community who just saw the good work the club was doing and reached out to us. They represent schools and neighborhoods all over Lake Highlands and Old Lake Highlands. And I'm not going to call anyone out, but their age range spans the better part of 4 decades. At the same time, our existing membership has remained strong. We've had 5 resignations this year, almost exclusively due to people moving out of the area. And we did see the passing last year of member and past President Ray Hill. All told, this board year to date, membership has increased from 168 to 178. So thank you all for your work in growing the club. Please make our new members feel welcome. If any of these folks we initiate today you haven't met yet, please grab them today or grab them next week and introduce yourself. So let's bring our new members up to initiate them. Andrew Siegel, Justin Yarbrough, Frank Eman, Brett Lamb. If y'all want to line up here, moving this way. David Holly, Ben Jackson, Jason Oglesby, Chad Parker, Andrew Whitfield, and Matt Struble. And unable to be with us in person today, unless somebody sneaked in on me, Garrett Golding, John Moore, Brad Altman, Kevin Meyer, and Tommy Newman. So if you guys would, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna pass the microphone down the row. And when it's passed to you, please don't grab it by the bottom part. That causes feedback. And when it's your turn, if you could spend a few minutes telling us a little bit about yourself, give us your name, where you work, family, if you've got kids, where they're in school, where you went to school, and maybe something interesting about yourself. And then hold on to the microphone, and we may field a couple of questions. If anybody asks anything about squirrel hunting, just go with it. We'll explain it later. Andrew?
Hello, Andrew Siegel. I live in White Rock Valley. I have 2 boys, Max and Nolan. They are 9 and 8 and love WR8. Married to Jennifer for 14 years now, and moved into the Valley in 2010, thank God. It's just been a wonderful neighborhood to be a part of, and just the whole Lake Highlands is just a true gem among Dallas, and that we have green trees and a lake nearby and that sort of thing, so it's truly unique for the city. I own a company called the Junk Luggers of Greater Dallas. We're a franchise, just bought it last year and opened, actually Monday was my 1-year anniversary. So pretty exciting and fun and scary all at the same time. Unique thing about me is how I got into the club is Chris Lang, who's not here tonight, I don't think, introduced me to the club and invited me to join, and he and I know each other from playing rugby together. And people see Chris and say, oh, I see he plays rugby, and they see me and they're like, really? That's how we met. So.
My name is Justin Yarbrough. I currently work at AT&T as a property manager for the North Dallas area, so if you lose any service, you could probably blame me. I currently don't live in LaCounty. I live near SMU because I recently moved into an apartment over there, trying to be near the college kids because I'm only 24 years old. And I'm currently single, not married. It's a good life right now, I guess you could say. Kind of just going around having a lot of fun with all my friends from back in high school, because I was a graduate from Lake Highlands High School back in 2016. This club was able to give me a scholarship back in that time. That's why I was able to give back, and I wanted to join the club and be part of what y'all do here. And so, unique fact about me is actually back in 6th grade, I got a US patent for an invention that I made. And currently it's going to expire this year, so I probably won't renew it. But it was really interesting as a young kid. It gave me the opportunities to apply for certain colleges that I didn't think I was going to be able to get in, and I had that opportunity. But I went to the University of Missouri, and I know there's a lot of A&M people here, so y'all got us this last year. We'll see you again in I don't know how long, but I think we'll get you then.
Morning. My name is Frank Eman. I got here, I know Chris Brown, some of the crew from Merriman Park. I live over in Merriman Park. Chris and Travis and Michael said you guys really needed another attorney. So I decided to join. I got 3 kids, 3, 7, and 10, Merriman Park. Really enjoyed over there, and we've been there since 2009. Grew up in Austin, went to Trinity University, spent about 5 years in San Antonio, and we've been here for about, I guess, 12, 15 years now. So, not sure, let's see, I guess that might be about it for me for now. Thanks.
Morning, Brett Lamb. I work for Veritex Community Bank as a banker. I'm sure not the only banker in here. I'm from Michigan. I've lived in Old Lake Highlands for 5 years, but Texas for 13. My wife, she's from Lakewood, so big Dallas tie there. Michael Bailey is the one that recruited me to the club. Let's see, unique fact about me. Pilot's license. Learned how to fly in Austin, but it's not current, so no one's going to get in a plane with me right now.
Good morning. David Hawley, grew up in Mesquite. While I wasn't directly involved in this area, I was always involved with playing baseball over in this area, and one unique fact is hit my first home run at McCree Park. So always playing baseball in this whole area, so I loved it. Also riding my bike over from Mesquite to White Rock Lake and up the White Rock Creek Park Trailway. So I always loved this area. My wife and I own ASI Gymnastics. So we the first one in Mesquite, and then we all got familiar with the one at Lake Highlands, and now we're located at Lakewood. So while I was riding bikes all the time, I was always riding over here to meet some of my friends. And finally decided, well, I might as well just move over here because I'm always hanging out in this area, and so I love riding bikes. Through that, I met a few degenerate individuals. One of them's name's Tommy Bailey, and he convinced us to get involved with Oktoberfest in the Kids Zone. So ASI Gymnastics has been sponsoring that for a few years. And he said, well, if you like degenerates like John Dean and so forth, then you might want to join this group called the Experience Club. So starting to meet a few more degenerates. And so finally I got convinced to join, so I'm happy to be here. Part of the charter of ASI Gymnastics is to get involved in our local communities. We have 10 locations throughout Texas, and so I encourage all the managers to get heavily involved in the community and then volunteer. And so those that know me know we do heavily get involved, and we volunteer our time and our resources to help any way we can. So we'll be happy to do anything we can to help out. Thank you.
I am Jason Oglesby. I live over in the White Rock Valley area near here. As a matter of fact, it's just a straight shot down Shoreview to my house. I've got 2 kids, 2 boys. The oldest is a freshman at Lake Highlands High School, and the youngest is a 7th grader over at Lake Highlands Junior High. I was brought to the Exchange Club by Brian Huddleston, so blame him when that comes up. He brought me in about 4 years ago, and it only took me this long to get around to filling out my application and getting in here. So I am in the technology industry. I work with super exciting business software, a category called enterprise software, think IBM consulting type stuff. And outside of that, I'm a professional tinkerer with technology and mechanical things. Something that, little known fact about me is I was once kicked out of an NBA huddle. I got tickets to go with the feet on the boards at an NBA game. I didn't pay for them, somebody's company paid for them, so if you have free tickets, I'm your man. But you know, they're in the 4th quarter when they tied on time and everybody gets together and they're drawing up a play. Phil Jackson had the team, Shaquille and everybody right in front of me huddled up, and they were planning the next 5 seconds of the game. And I'm leaning in further and further and further, and an assistant coach looks over at me and goes, "What the hell are you doing? Get back in your seat." So, it was kind of famous.
Morning, I'm Ben Jackson. I live literally right around the corner, probably about a 400-yard run from here. We moved into the neighborhood. My wife is Allie, she's a school teacher. We moved into the neighborhood about 15 years ago. Thought we'd be here just for 3 to 5 years before we moved back out to the burbs where we grew up, Colleyville and Grapevine, and fell in love with the neighborhood. Ended up, rebuilding recently, and we're here for good. We have 2 kids. My son Joe is 9. He's at the a magnet school up in Richardson off Abrams and near Spring Valley. And our daughter is in 1st grade over here at LHE. I work for Alvarez and Marsal. I'm a management consultant. We do a lot in turnaround management, restructuring. I work a lot in the energy space, as you can imagine, although now oil's over $80, so things are good. I went to Texas Tech University, studied MIS there. And fun fact about me, kind of how I got to know a few people in the club is I like to barbecue. It's kind of a passion gone wild. Got an obnoxiously large smoker on a trailer. That's kind of how I got to know Jamie and John Deed, several other people barbecuing for service here in the neighborhood. I do it for church too. But food's my love language, so if you ever have an event and need someone to donate some barbecue, I'm your man.
What church do you belong to? When's the next event? My name is Andrew Whitfield. I have lived in Lake Highlands now for about 4 or 5 years. I've got 2 children, Grace, age 7, at White Rock Elementary. Like many of you, I feel like that is like the most amazing school in Dallas. It's like a little private school in this little community of ours. And then I've got another one at Skillman CDC. Abby is age 5. I am between jobs right now. I own my own business for 11 years, and thank you, COVID, for bringing an end to that business. Actually, I have a job interview today. That's why I'm really dressed up. Beyond that, let's see, interesting fact about me. Before, like back in the pre-marriage time, my first job out of school was working for the Discovery Channel. And one of the talents that I managed was Steve Irwin, which you guys will remember as the crocodile hunter. I started working and he died 6 months later. So, moved on from that. But let's see, other interesting facts about me. After the Discovery Channel, I moved to China, and I taught English in China for a year or so. I was a celebrity for about 15 minutes. I had my 15 minutes in China because I lived in a small town. mind you, that's like 1.5 million people in China. But I was like one of 5 white people there, so I was banqueted all the time. I didn't know who I was being banqueted by, but I was like, people were buying dinners for me and stuff like that. It's just like, it's crazy, because it's like, being a celebrity really sucks. Beyond that, after that, I moved to Thailand, and then I came back here, got serious, went to law school. I went to Gonzaga, so as a result, big time basketball fan. I think that's it about me.
Hi, good morning. I'm Matt Struble. Work at Vincent and Elkins downtown as a lawyer, also in the restructuring space, actually. My wife is Bethany. I'm touching the wrong thing, I guess. My wife, Bethany, she's an accountant at EY. No kids yet, but we're working on it. We moved to Lake Highlands about a year ago, 2020, right when we had to start working from home. We did not have enough space in an apartment, so we needed to spread out a little bit. And Lake Highlands just seemed like a great place to raise a family. Every time we drove around over here, we saw kids out playing, and it seemed like a good place to be. So that's where we moved. I actually lived down the street from Michael, and just kind of heard about the Exchange Club, I guess, over the course of time. Saw different things that you guys were doing, and kept thinking, I need to look into that more, and finally reached out, and here I am. So I went to Texas A&M, and then I went to University of Pennsylvania for law school. Grew up in East Texas, lived in Lufkin for a number of years, and then White House, which is right outside of Tyler, which is the home of Patrick Mahomes, actually. Interesting fact, in law school, I actually won a boxing match, so I'm 1-0, retired while I'm ahead. They have a fight night that's kind of a charity benefit type thing between the business school and the law school, so that was fun to participate in, but I am retired, so anyway.
I did that too.
Chad Parker, new to Lake Highlands. Met my wife a couple of years ago. We recently got married. She's a nurse at Pediatric Heart Specialists. I work at Nauser Electronics in Mansfield. We do electronics distribution. We have 2 kids. Simon's 10, Eden Wallace, and my daughter's 22, and she starts TWU this next week for a nursing program. I went to the Air Force out of high school, served 4 years there. I went to University of Phoenix, so I kind of missed out on all the good college years. And let's see, interesting fact about me, I grew up hunting squirrels in Arkansas.
Finally!
All right, thank you guys. We've got a few free minutes before we jump into the more formal section of the program. So if there are any questions from the Peanut Gallery, feel free to shout those out.
Yeah, I just want to let Jason Oglesby know that the next time you come to the scholarship presentation, one of the scholarships we give is the Jason Oglesby Memorial Scholarship, and don't take it personally. That's a great name. Actually, Mike Oglesby, Jason's father, was the past president of this club before he died.
Mark Holmes in here to ask questions.
Yeah, well, yeah, somebody's going to have to pick up the slack for Holmes here. All right, hearing none. So we are excited to welcome these guys into the club as our newest members. Gentlemen, the opportunity is in front of you to serve your community. I will give you the same challenge as was given to the current members. Get involved, share your talents, and continue to help us grow Exchange through membership. I will now read to you and ask for your response to our covenant of service. Accepting the divine privilege of single and collective responsibility as life's noblest gift, I covenant with my fellow Exchangites to consecrate my best energies to the uplifting of social, religious, political, and business ideals, to discharge the debt I owe to those of high and low estate who have served and sacrificed that the heritage of American citizenship might be mine, to honor and respect law, to serve my fellow men, and to uphold the ideals and institutions of my country, to implant the life-giving, society-building spirit of service and comradeship in my social and business relationships, to serve in unity with those seeking better conditions, better understandings, and greater opportunities for all. Do you accept this covenant as a testimonial of your membership in our Exchange Club? If so, say, I do.
I do.
We ask that you cherish this covenant forever and always strive to live up to its principles. It is our privilege to give you this pin, the symbol of Exchange membership. We invite you to wear this symbol of America's Service Club with pride. Except for Matt and Andrew, we don't have pins for you yet since you just joined this week. All right. On behalf of your fellow Exchange-ites, I officially welcome each of you to the Exchange Club of Lake Highlands. All right, don't grab a seat. Before I turn it back over to Robert, though, I do want to quickly recognize one more group to the extent they're here. And that's the members who sponsored these new members. If you'll stand when I call your name. Ivor Bond, John Dietz, Reed Wilcox, Patrick Allen, Dave Wittenberg, Brian Russell, Bill Boyd, Mark Holmes, Brian Huddleston, Brad McCutcheon, John Torres, John Dean, Chris Brown, Joe Terrio, Patrick Brown, and Chris Lang. Thanks, guys. We're going to do this again at the end of the board year. So if you didn't get to stand up just now, or even if you did, I would challenge you to set a goal to sponsor one new member over the remainder of the year. As you saw up here, there is no typical new member, and as you heard from the list we called out, there's no typical member sponsor either. Everyone in the club can sponsor members, whether you just joined or whether you've been here for decades. You all have friends, neighbors, and colleagues who want to serve our community, and in a lot of cases, all it takes is an invitation. So we're gonna have some great events this spring, from our regular meetings to we'll do a membership drive and the spring benefit. So go ahead and think of a handful of folks that you can invite to one of those, and if we all do that, I suspect we'll have even more new members up here this time in July. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Michael, for a great program. Welcome to all the new members. I'm thrilled that you all are here and look forward to the impact you all will make as your time as members. So let's see, just as a reminder, next week, Thursday, here, 7 o'clock, Past President's Forum, then no meeting Friday. So let's see, any other, if you're interested in spring benefit, reach out to myself or Joe, as that committee, I believe, kicks off the 18th next week. So as far as meeting and starting to plan all that. So if you're interested, please reach out. Oh yes, those that are here, new members, if you can stick around for just a couple minutes, we'll take a photo. And let's see. Seeing no other announcements we've left off. Great to see everybody this morning, and y'all have a great rest of your Friday and weekend. We're adjourned.